evolution. I'll show you that one in a minute. Okay, so this is the Justice card. Okay. And she's kneeling, and anything to do with the knees in health psychology, my psychology, has to do with surrender, has to do with humility. If it's the right knee, you are being forced to do something you don't want to do. If it is the left knee, you want to do something and someone won't let you. Okay? The knees are representative of Saturn. Saturn is you must follow a rule. You must do what you have to do, not what you want to do. And what is the definition of freedom according to me? It's the mix of what you have to do and what you want to do. And if you are doing too much rebelling, something in your life is going to make you do what you have to do. You're sleeping in too late, you're not paying your bills, you're leeching off of someone, you're saying screw it, something will come, oftentimes called prison, to lock you up. I think that's something you have to do. So that is prison, in whatever form prison is. That's why prison has nothing to do with being behind locked doors. Prison is here. And most people are in prison when they want this. The more freedom you want, the more in prison you are. Because you are imprisoned by your freedom, which is false. And I guarantee you, you're going to find it where? In your origin story. Example, classic example. Girl gets pregnant, forced to marry the guy. Classic imprisonment story. Oh, fuck that. So now I'm going to be free, and I'm going to do whatever I want, and I'm going to come and go, and I might cheat. Whatever the character decides to play out in their story. But you go to that, you're going to find themes of that. So this card, it's called Justice, ironically, is Saturn, is that imprisonment. It's what you have to do. She's on her knees, and it's an 8 card. The number 8 has to do with power. Personal power, oftentimes misconstrued in numerology as finance. And yes, 8 is the number of financial power. But there's no bigger power than personal power. When we do the chakras, that's here. And personal power is having to know the middle between what you need to do and what you want to do, and knowing how to balance that. You think you're so slick? Saturn is going to come and fucking fuck you up. Every 7 years, and that we call the what? The skinny cows.
Yes, skinny cows.
So when your skinny cows come, chomp, 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 they're chomping this. And you can guarantee that freedom ain't going to be nowhere. You're going to be locked and loaded. So that is that card. This card is the Wheel of Fortune, and this represents my idea of involution and evolution. We are constantly, James, with our trans-theoretical model of behavior change, in this. We are simply, every time we involute and evolute, we go into the world, we go and hide out in the world, we show back up in the world, we go back in the world. I mean, I live this literally. I work at home, I hide out, I end up at fucking Kaiser. Because that's where I go. And then I hide out, and then I go back to Kaiser. But everyone has their own version of it. It could be within your marriage, it could be with your kids, it could be with, look, I'm going back to live in the same place that I lived. I am moving tomorrow to the same exact building when I was getting divorced the first time. And where was I working? I mean, I'm just way too textbook. But when we involute and evolute, We go down and we go up. That's why the problem recycles. And usually, and in a Hindu philosophy, we usually come with one little box. It's called prabhakarma. It's like a little luggage. And you just sort of keep wearing your same outfit over and over in this world. And what do? You date the same guy, you have the same problems, etc., etc. We're really not that diverse. According to the Hindu philosophy, in the lifetime, we're repeating it over and over and over. And in your chart, when we do the astrology, that's what we're going to look at. Saturn. And that you will know immediately. 2 seconds you meet a client. You don't even need to see them. You get their birth time, and you pop up their chart. You already know all of it. And if you don't have their chart, or you don't believe in astrology, you're going to listen, and you're going to hear it. And so this card is the constant going through the gates. We do not go to the 7 gates every time. You get your cuffs removed, or you get your bra, or you get your headpiece. And you're so overwhelmed with that, you're like, oh, fuck. And then you go and you behave. Your fat cows come. Then you're stripped of something else, and you're like, oh, that hurt too much, let me just behave. But eventually, depends how lucky you are, depends what your soul asked for. Kali comes and forces you, boop, 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 boop. And that's the circus. Any questions? Okay. Do we want to work on our archetypes? Do we have time? I don't even know what time it is. Okay. I had asked Mr. Pachi to ask you guys if you wanted to stay a little later today. I know that some of you can't, but if you want to, I will continue if we run over, just since I was late. So, okay. We could stop that. Let me